y'all want me to box that in? Are we ready? Are we done? No, we're not done. Well, that one's done. I mean, we know we can't go farther. But you still have a perfect square, and you still have an even exponent. So you got to keep going and get rid of that difference of 2 squares. Now listen, don't get square happy. What I mean by that is, oh, there's a minus sign and it's perfect and I got to keep going. Can I keep going? Why not? It's raised to an odd exponent. What's W minus 5 raised to? Yes. Can't do it. Okay, let's box this in and see what's next. I'm so excited. I can hardly stand the anticipation.
Can't you remove the parentheses on the inside? We just have W minus 9. That is what nice.
W minus 5 minus 4?
Yeah, if you just get rid of the parentheses now.
And combine them?
Yeah, so it's W minus
I
9.
think so, yes. However, you certainly can't on that one, right? Because you got to keep your order of operations.
I mean, unless you wanted to still allow the W minus 5.
Then it wouldn't be in factor form anymore. Yes, you can combine those. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't. Yes. Number 8. Let's look at number 8. So it's a trinomial. We're going to practice a trinomial with some weird looking exponents. Remember, we are in a factoring unit. Everything has to be factored out, including the GCF. What's the GCF right now? Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of the 2. I'm going to go ahead and factor the exponents. Actually, I can only factor one exponent. So is the middle term's exponent half of the first term's? Yeah. This is 2 n plus 2's. That's just 1 n plus 2. So we can factor it if there's factors of -20 that make a -8. Yes, this is factorable. Let's keep going. Good job. Good job. Okay, so please remember, when you factor, you split up that highest degree x. So this is going to be x to the n plus 2 for both of them. And then what'd you say? -10 and +2? Yes, that's great. -10, +2. And that's as far as we can take that, guys. Let's go ahead and box it in. Do you have any questions on that one?
Why is it n minus 2?
It's not. Thank you. Make sure both of your exponents are n plus 2. Because that's what it was originally. Number 10. Hold on, let's kind of see where we're at. Number 10. Oh, just kidding. Y'all didn't see that. Let's take a look at number 10. So for number 10, I don't know, there's letters all over the place. Looks like a 3 can be taken out. It can be, but not just a 3. What are you taking out of number 10 first? Okay, so factor out a 3a squared. So 3a squared, 2 a's left over, minus 6ab. Plus 9b squared. I know what this is. What is that? It's a perfect square trinomial, guys. So just like I'm like asking you to pick up on perfect squares, you got to pick up on those perfect square trinomials. So then we already know how to factor it. So I'm going to recopy the 3a squared, or yeah, 3a squared. What's the root of the first term? A. What's the root of the last term? Kind of. Yeah. And then what kind of sign ever is there? Goes right here. Don't forget the 2. Do you have any questions on a perfect square trinomial? Any questions on how to factor a perfect square trinomial? I think you guys are pretty good on that. Okay, let's see if you got it. You ready? On your mark. Get set. I had to move my clock because they're testing in here. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Take a deep breath. Make this happen. In 1 minute, you're just wanting to kind of gauge yourself. All right, so it's been 2.5 minutes. I think 2.5 minutes is good after today, because I know you're seeing weird stuff for the first time. However, 14, what's going on with 14? It is prime. I hope you didn't waste too much time on that. Remember our trick now. How can you tell something's prime? What if I can't think of the factors? What can I resort to? The discriminant. The discriminant. I can do the discriminant in my head. So b squared minus 4 times a times c, that's going to be a negative number. So I know, boom, I need to stop and move away from that. That is not factorable. So here's the answers. Write down the answers real quick. Whether you got them right or not, just write them down because you need to practice. This is our level. Do you want me to work one of these out? Don't be silly and say no. Be awesome and say yes. Okay, I don't, you know, Harrington loves the factor, so I have no problem working these out, but I'm going to go back to the other page because it doesn't have writing on it. It has more room for me. All right, so on 13, I did 4 times -3, and that's -12, and then -11. So I knew I was going to use a -12 and a +1. So it is going to be 4x squared minus 12xy plus a positive xy, and then minus 3y squared. And then GCF. So the first 2 terms, obviously I'm going to take a 4 out and I'm going to take an x out. So when I take a 4x out, that leaves just a single x for that guy, and then it's going to be minus 3y. And then for the second group, I'm going to take a y out, a positive y, because my signs are exactly how they need to be. So it's going to be x minus 3y. And then I'm feeling so confident because I got matching pairs. I'm ready to move on to 4x plus y, and then x minus 3y. I'm going to keep going here. Number 4, I already talked about. 14, it's prime. So 15, that 2x minus 5, that is just to the first power, which is half of the leading coefficient's power. So I am ready to factor this if there are factors of -2, because remember, that's like a 1 in front. That's a times c. 1 times -2 is -2. And my b term is just a -1. And of course there is. That's going to be -2 plus 1. All right, I'm going to draw my factors here. I'm going to dump in those 2x minus 5s, one each. Let me extend my page so I can make sure everybody sees. Let me move this up. That's a little too far. Here we go. Okay, and then remember, I knew it was a -2 and a +1. So that's 15 factored. For 16, 2 times 14 is 28. -11, that's just -7 and -4. So it's going to be 2x to the 6a minus 7x to the 3a, and then minus 11x to the 3a plus 14. So for this one, I apologize, that's not an 11 because that would not multiply. I need to put a -4 right here. So a -7x and a -4x is a -11x. I'm sorry. Is there a question? Oh, thank you. All right, factor by grouping. I'm going to take out an x3a. That's going to leave 2x to the 3a minus a single 7. For this group, I'm going to take out a -2x. No, sorry, just a -2. Because that's going to be 2x to the 3a minus 7. And then you do have the homework that's on your factoring packet. It's the very next page, not for a grade. You guys can log out. But you do need to check it because you got tests and quizzes and factor drills. See you guys later. You should.